Good morning. Imagine, if you will, with me for a moment that you're just getting home from a long, hard day of work or school or whatever it is that you do during a normal day. You're very tired, so you go directly to bed. You lay down, you fall asleep, and after some time you realize that something's not right. You wake up and you hear water running, and there's no river or anything close to your house. So you wake up to see what's going on, and you find out that there's actually water in your house. What do? The water's rising quickly. If you're not prepared for an emergency, then you probably have no clue, and you start to panic. This happened to many people in a small town near Russia, near Moscow, over the past week. That's one of the many reasons that it is important for each and every one of us to be prepared for an emergency, because we never know when it's going to happen or what it's going to be. The Red Cross conducted a survey recently and found that 89% of Americans think that it is important to be prepared for an emergency, but only 12% of people are actually prepared for an emergency. And I think the number is so low because many people think that after a major disaster or something happens, that the government will be right there to help us out and save us. But FEMA, which is the Federal Emergency Management Agency, states on their website that it could take up to 3 days for rescuers to be able to get to us, depending on the disaster and the needs of the other people around us. As we can see from Hurricane Katrina, it may take even more days than that. And if we're not prepared, we could suffer or even die during that time that we're waiting. We know that if you look at the news, every day you can see that there are many disasters. The floods in Florida due to the recent hurricanes and tropical storms, the fires out west, tornadoes in the Midwest, the loss of power throughout many parts of the states. And if you don't think that's an emergency that you should be prepared for, try going a few days without electricity in this heat. The problem with emergency preparedness is we never know when the disaster is going to happen, so we should always be prepared. Jeff Young was a lawyer, and he lost his job. His wife said that the only reason they were able to survive was because they were prepared for an emergency and had plenty of food stored up. And it was such a relief for them to be able to live off of that food while he would look for a new job. So unemployment is also an emergency that each and every one of us face in today's economy. I encourage each and every one of you to be prepared for an emergency.